and welcome to Jbrc Race Cars. This is Steve, and what I'm going to show you here on this table in front of us is a wide selection that we have of 4130 alloy threaded tube ends and weld clevises. As you can see, a wide variety of sizes, dealing anything from 3/8 058 wall tubing up to our largest now, I believe, is 1 5/8 and a 120 wall tubing. Your smaller sizes, as they start to progress here, all the way down to like 1032 thread, you get into quarter, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, half, just on up the ladder to 5/8, 1 inch, or for 1 inch tubing. As these tube adapters increase in physical size, something that people have asked us before, usually when you get up to about the 1 1/8 mark, beyond that, moving to 1 1/4, the threaded tube ends will look the same all the way around. Identification wise between a right hand thread and a left hand thread is the left hand thread will have a machined ring around the base of it before it slides into the tube. When you get beyond that and you get up into like your 1 1/4 sizes, you get into ones at that point where a hex has been machined to the left hand threaded tube end of that particular size, thus giving you a place to put a wrench on it to be able to clock or turn. If you're making a link up, for instance, that you can lengthen and shorten a link by putting your wrench on the hex portion of the left hand threaded tube end and turning it clockwise and counterclockwise. Sometimes when you're building a piece of linkage in with the smaller tube ends and you're building a link, whether it be for a brake push rod, clutch pedal push rod, links that might run from the sway bar down to rod ends on the axle housing, you can actually take, some guys take no more than a jam nut. We happen to have machined nuts like this, and they can slide onto your piece of tubing, be located wherever you want them, even in the center of the tube, and that way when you break your jam nuts loose for your right and left rod end, you can put your wrench on here and turn this to lengthen and shorten your link. Moving down here to the weld clevises, also widely used sometimes when you're working off of maybe a lower control arm tab or something of that nature, as again you can see all the variety of sizes, dealing with anything from 3/8 all the way up to 1 1/4 diameter tubing, and anything from like an 1/8 inch slot with a 3/16 bolt hole all the way up to a 1/4 inch slot with a 3/8 bolt hole. Again, widely used for constructions of race cars throughout chassis components and such. And again, all the way down to little ones that we've showed before in like our Sportsman wing support kits. As you can see, everything's machined real nice. Other than cutting and deburring your tube, get a real nice fit. Most of them all have a beveled or tapered edge, allowing you to get a nice contact weld when you're welding around these to weld them into the tubing. And again, I said something earlier, this happens to be one of the left-hand ones. I didn't pick up on that. That's how it was set up on the table. And there's your little groove identifying the left from the right hands on your smaller tube adapter sizes. If it's got to do with anything with fabrication, as you can see, needing threaded tube ends or weld clevises, we've got selection and inventory to help you. And as always, if you need any additional help, feel free to look us up on the web or give us a call. We're always here to help.